It's finally over. Well, technically it's not. This is kind of like the last book review. But previously we looked at Divergent and Insurgent, so this is Allegiant, the final book in the Divergent series. So yeah, it's kind of over. And some of you brought to my attention that there are actually 4 books in the book set of the Divergent series. Well, yes, I knew that, and the reason I was calling it a trilogy was because the story actually ends in Allegiant, the book that we're going to be looking at today. But the 4th book, called 4, is just a recapitulation of everything you had read just through the eyes of Tobias Eaton, portraying his feelings instead of Tris. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the book review. So previously, at the end of Insurgent, we came to know that there's a whole wide world out there other than Chicago. And yes, there are more human beings living out there. So this time, our brave warriors venture out into the whole big world just to discover what's out there. So here are the names of those of them who go out. Tobias Eaton and Tris Prior, of course. Uriah, Caleb, Cara, Christina. Is there anyone I'm missing? Oh yeah, Peter. Anyway, as they go out into the whole world, they see that it is horrifyingly big, and they are not only the humans who are left. So they see that some of their friends who had actually died previously, sort of, are actually alive. It was some kind of weird reunion where they noticed that all the friends that they had mourned for are alive and standing right in front of them. So that was pretty weird in itself, but that's when the big shock came. They came to know that Chicago is this small in the whole wide world, and when they came to know that, their reaction was something like this. Yeah, that's basically how they were. Anyway, they came to know that Chicago is just a small spot in the world, and the world is actually vast. It's very, very big. And then they come to know that Chicago is actually an experiment being carried out by the Bureau of Genetic Welfare. Now, all the people inside of the city are genetically damaged because they are susceptible to the serums. Those who can evade the serums, who can resist them, are called the Divergent inside the city. But for the Bureau of Genetic Welfare, they are called genetically pure. Now, we do know in this entire group of the people that I named who went outside, Tris and Tobias are the most profound Divergent. Anyway, what happens is that Tobias is proven to be a genetically damaged, as his divergence is not as strong as Tris Prior. Tris Prior is a genetically pure. So now what happens is they come to know that the leader of the Bureau of Genetic Welfare, whose name was David, had actually predetermined the attack that was launched on Abnegation. He was the one who gave the serum, the simulation serum, to Janine to launch the attack on Abnegation using the Dauntless. So this is what made the hatred of the Bureau inside Tris Prior's heart increase. And anyway, they sought out for revenge. In this period, this book is kind of like the saddest book throughout the entire series, because even though Tris and Tobias were like this in the previous books, they start to go somewhat like this. Anyway, later on in the book, Tobias, he ends up kind of putting Uriah into an unwakeable coma from which he's never going to come back alive. So it is their choice whether to unplug him or to leave him in that state. They did not want to make that choice, so they called Uriah's parent and brother, as their father had died. So their mother and their brother Zek, whatever you want to say, came over there to decide what to do with him. Anyway, slowly these sad events keep going as the Bureau decides to erase the memory of everyone inside the city. But the rest of the book is completely for your thinking. Now, this is a spoiler part. So if you do not want to know the spoilers, go to this time right now. Anyway, Tris Prior dies. I mean, why? Why would you do that? Like, I saw the movie, and in the movie, Tris Prior is perfectly fine. But in the book, she dies. Why? When I came to know that, I was like, yeah, that's what happened to me when I came to know that. Anyway, what happened was all devastating. Everything went wrong in this book, and that's all for you to find out. But anyway, that's it for this book review, and great job! The Divergent series is over. Thank you for staying with me throughout this series. Thanks for the support that I received. And well, let's see how you guys do in the next videos. Comment down below if you have any questions about my channel, about how I make my videos, etc, etc. So click the bell icon, which means you have to subscribe, and of course it won't hurt to give a little bit like. So keep reading, keep having fun, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.